apply other words or expressions that completes an analogy. Let's describe what an analogy is. An analogy is a term that means word relationship. It always contains two pairs of words. In other words, an analogy shows the similarities and relationship between pairs of words. Completing or solving analogies helps you develop critical thinking skills. Let us consider this example. A doctor is to hospital as a teacher is to school. This can also be written as doctor is to hospital as teacher is to school. You can see that is to is replaced by colon and as is replaced by two colons. To complete an analogy, one must determine the relationship between pairs of words. Let's see the relationship can establish between these two. Doctor is to hospital as teacher is to school. We can say that the first pair shows that the doctor works in a hospital. It means hospital is a working place for a doctor. Hence, doctor is to hospital has worker and working place relationship. And the second pair tells us that the teacher works in a school. It means school is the working place for a teacher. Hence, teachers to school has worker and working place relationship. Now, let's talk about the common type of analogies and study some of their examples. Number 1 is the synonymous relationship. This type of relationship is established between the two words that contains the same meaning. For example, charming is to beautiful as gracious is to kind. Elegant is to luxurious as shiny is to bright. Elegant has the same meaning with luxurious and bright has the same meaning with shiny. Next, skillful is to expert as industrious is to hardworking. Number 2, antonymous relationship. This type of relationship is established between two words that are opposite in meaning. For example, meet is to avoid as never is to always. Shallow is the opposite of deep and gentle is the opposite of harsh. Next, weak is to strong and rejoice is to mourn. Next, number 3, worker and tool relationship. When one word of the pair represents the working individuals and the other pair of the word is the tool used for their working. For example, tailor is to needle as author is to pen. Then a doctor uses a stethoscope and a carpenter uses a hammer. Next, chef is to knife as farmer is to hoe. Next, the fourth one, the worker and working place relationship. When one word of the pair represents the working individual and the other pair indicates their working place. For example, scientist is to laboratory as waiter is to restaurant. An actor acts on stage and a chef works on a kitchen. Next, lawyer is to court as farmer is to field. Number 5, part and whole relationship. When one word of the pair represents a single part of the whole object given in other word of the pair. For example, blade is to fan as pedal is to bicycle. A room is part of a house and a chapter is a part of a book. Next, number 6, animal or object and sound relationship. When one of the pair represents the sounds produced by the animal or object given in the other word of the pair. For example, lion is to roar as dog is to bark. The sound of a hen can be described as crackle and the sound of a drum can be described as beat. Number 7, purpose relationship. When one word of the pair shows the purpose of its pair. For example, eyes is to see as nose is to smell. A saw is used to cut and hammer is used to pound. And clock is to time as thermometer is to temperature. Next, number 8, cause and effect relationship. When one word of the pair tells the cause and the other pair tells the effects. For example, earthquake is to tsunami and heavy rain is to flood. Then, tiredness can make you sleep and when you're hungry, you tend to eat. And heat is to dry as water is to wet. Be reminded that these are not the only types of analogy. There are many more that shows the similarities and relationship between pairs of words.